One of the things that we all knew when Donald Trump got back into office is that he admires dictators like Kim Jong-un, people like Putin, and the leader of Hungary. I can't remember what his name is, but we know that Donald Trump has worshipped these types of individuals. That's the reason as to why, for a lot of us that were paying attention, we weren't shocked or surprised when Donald Trump got into office and started to act like the dictators that he has long admired. In this video, we are going to see Avengers star Mark Ruffalo go after Donald Trump and really lay into him and expose to the world that we do not want to be led by a dictator, a king, or some crappy CEO. As usual, let's watch this video in full, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts towards the end.
What's dear to me is a feeling of calm and peace and safety. What's dear to me is my health and my family and my friends and my work and my neighbors and my community and all the different beautiful people of this country. That's what's dear to me. That's what's dear to us. You might have forgotten that. And what's dear to me is this democracy. And this feeling of togetherness and unity and brotherly and sisterly love and respect and care for one another that this movement is engendering in all of us today. I'm here because no matter how messy the founding fathers of this nation, how messy the founding fathers of this nation may have been, when we got one thing right. We wanted a nation for the people, by the people, that made each man, woman, and child equal, no matter what race or religion or anything else used to divide us as people. And that we would rule by the belief and trust in one another. That we didn't want to be ruled by a king or a monarch or a dictator or a supreme leader or some crappy ass CEO. That sucked. We hated that. That's why we came to America. We literally started a whole new country based on the simple idea of no kings. And it's that idea that brought most of us here, unless you're an American native or a Mexican, to this country. We built this country strictly on the no kings rule my country, my body, or my bank policy. That and the simple notion that you can't be arrested and tossed into a dungeon or a detention center or a concentration camp or some damn basement without a fair trial. We don't fuck with that. Sadly, today Donald Trump and the administration of billionaires, crackpots, and ice brigades have taken over. We have a king and his court and his beige henchmen, and they're trampling on our rights and our laws and our freedoms, making themselves richer with taxpayer dollars and making us less safe with their love of other kings and dictators and the likes of Putin and Netanyahu and Kim Jong-un of the world. Well, Trump today is blowing $45 million of our tax money on his kingly dictator's military birthday bash. In our nation's capital, we are gathering here by the hundreds of thousands in locations of thousands around the USA and the world in the spirit of our founding fathers, and our brothers and sisters of the Boston Tea Party. We're patriots and we're lovers of democracy. And we're here to celebrate the land of the brave and the home of the free. And the one thing that King Trump and his masked henchmen are making clearer and clearer every day, every law they break, every single day, is that we are going to have to be brave if we want to be free. being brave for what we hold dear, our freedoms, our democracy, and each other. It's on us, guys. We're literally together. Literally together, we're the Avengers now. No one's gonna come and save us, man. Americans unite.
I love this. I really do love this from Mark Ruffalo. And the reason as to why is because we need more prominent people that are in positions of power and influence stepping up and speaking out against Donald Trump and this current administration. We need that. Now, Mark Ruffalo, for those of you who don't know, he plays the Hulk in the Avengers. Okay, so this is someone that is widely known all around the world. But imagine if we had, you know, hundreds of or thousands of actors, musicians, you know, business owners, businessmen, entrepreneurs who are willing to step out and step up and speak out against Donald Trump and this current administration. What do you think that would do? That would be something that would literally create shockwaves. Now, you see me, I'm over here in the UK, but I am still here playing my part, trying to make an impact as and where I can. That is what it is that I'm trying to do, to be able to play the part and fight against this administration. Now, look, I always like to do research. You guys know that in these videos. I always like to do my own research and give you points that back up the claim or back up the point that's trying to be made within the videos that it is I speak to you guys about. And that's what I've done here today. I simply just went and done a bit of research and I've taken a look just to see what has Donald Trump done since being back in office that people would say is something a dictator would do or something that a king would do. So the first thing, expansion of power, of executive power, sorry. Donald Trump signed 26 executive orders on his first day back in office. This is more than any previous president, including orders that are attempting to rewrite the American constitutional provisions, such as the 14th Amendment. Okay, that's the first thing. That's just the first example. Okay, a lot of the imagery and the statements that have been made by this administration. Trump posted a computer-generated AI image of himself wearing a crown with the caption, "Long live the king." And everybody knows what he's trying to insinuate by that "long live the king," you know, point. Everybody knows that. Okay. The next thing, his attempts to control federal agencies. Now, Trump and allies have worked to replace merit-based civil servants and with loyalists in key positions such as the DOJ. You know, he put Kash Patel in charge of the FBI. He's got Pam Bondi, that's the Attorney General, all in positions that are important positions. And these people don't have their allegiance to the people of the United States. These people swear their allegiance to Donald Trump. That's what they do, and that is who it is that they are. They don't have any allegiance to the American people. They have allegiance to Donald Trump. That's the reason as to why they are the way that it is that they are. And you're seeing them doing the things that it is that they're doing. The next thing Donald Trump has done that a king or a dictator would do, weaponizing law enforcement and prosecution. Okay, so he's repeatedly threatened to investigate, prosecute, imprison, and punish political opponents and critics, echoing tactics that are associated with an authoritarian regime. Okay, literally, that's exactly what it is that he's tried to do, and we've literally seen it. You know, I've covered Rosie O'Donnell multiple times on this channel, interviews that it is that she's done because of something that she said a few decades ago about Donald Trump. He's such a man-child that his ego was so bruised that he's not even willing to drop what it is that he's speaking about. He's not willing to drop what it is that he's speaking about when it comes to Rosie O'Donnell. He continuously goes after her simply because he's butthurt about what it is that she said ages ago. And last but not least, dismissing agency independence. I spoke about this a little bit earlier on. Project 2025, which Trump allies have largely embraced, it specifically dismisses the notion of agency or expert independence, seeking to make all federal employees answer directly to the president. That is dictator vibes. That is king vibes. If you think about a king, we have a king right here in the UK, but it doesn't really work like that in terms of the king now. You know, Parliament and the Prime Minister and their cabinet, they are the people who will make laws and whatnot. But they will go to the king to make sure things can obviously get passed and whatnot. But what Donald Trump is trying to do is the old school king. Whereas the king, he's commander-in-chief. What he says goes. No one can go against it. If he says off with your head, it's off with your head and there's no discussion. That's what Donald Trump is trying to do. And the reality is this, that the actions and the proposals that Donald Trump has proposed and tried and put forward has led to a lot of concern amongst critics, not just critics, but people that are on the right. Republicans are even coming out and speaking against Donald Trump. We shouldn't be surprised by this at all, especially because we were told that this is what Donald Trump was going to do. As usual, guys, I'm always curious to hear your guys' thoughts, your guys' opinions on this matter. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, please just hit the thumbs up button purely for the YouTube algorithm. And let's get this video in front of as many people as possible. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys in the next one.